Well, hello, everybody. So we are live on Facebook, so I know that the crowd is going to start to build right now. So I'm going to wait just a few moments before I introduce my friend Catherine. But first of all, thank you all for showing up for the events that I've been doing live lately, and thank you for sharing. Thank you for retweeting, posting, subscribing, doing all that fun stuff. So I like to let everybody know there's always about a 20-30 second delay from when you type a comment before I can see it. So let me go ahead and introduce Catharine Allan, my friend, who we've probably known each other online for maybe 4 or 5 years.
For 9 years, I think.
Has it been that long?
9 years already.
Oh my goodness! But we've worked together. I've been on like your show, and this is me giving a book launching party for you for all the fun that you've done for me. So first of all, Catherine is a clairvoyant medium. She's an astrologer. She teaches lots of stuff, and she'll elaborate on a little bit more of that. But tonight, we are here kind of launching her book, A Little Bit of Intuition. And first, Catherine, tell us a little bit more about yourself that I didn't already allude to.
Okay, yeah, it's hard to sum up all the things we do, right? Once we're in the spiritual field, we learn other modalities and stuff. So on top of what you said, I also do Reiki, and I do what I call sort of shamanic Reikis, because as I opened up the Reiki channel, I found that guides or spirits would come in and around, and I could see energies, and I sort of remove or help you remove them if need be. And I also give past life regressions.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Very
and I got my
nice.
radio show as well.
Yes.
Which you have been on.
Yeah. And I see Norm is out there. Hey, Norm, it's good to see you. So, for those of you watching, you can see Catherine's website there, river-rain.com, and then you see a little clip of her book. I put a little picture above her. She can't see it because she's on Skype. And you're in New York right now. You're a Canadian.
Yeah.
And you're in New York. Tell us why. Tell us about the book. Tell us how the book came about. Because I want to hear this story because I don't know it.
Oh, okay. All right. So about 3 years ago, a girl came up with a bunch of friends to Montreal. She was from New York, and it was for a bridal shower party. And I did readings for all the girls, and she was very resistant. And I said, no, come on. You hired me, so come on over, have your reading. I didn't know at the time she was a skeptic, and I didn't know at the time she was a writer. And then flash forward, she and her friends would come back to me, and she referred me to different people and stuff. And then 2018, she flew in to see me for a reading, and she said, by the way, I'm writing a book, and it's sort of inspired by you. And I was like, oh. And she said, and if they publish it, would you come to the launch in New York City? I'm like, of course I will. And so it was published. It was called Future Perfect, A Skeptic's Search for an Honest Mystic.
Wow.
And she writes directly about me and says that I converted her.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
And then because of her publicity on different things, Mind, Body, Green, Jenny McCarthy show, different stuff, I was approached by a publisher in New York City, Sterling Publishing, to write this book. Last January, and the rest has just been sort of history. And I'm meeting her tomorrow, my editor, and I'm hoping there'll be another book because she talked about more books.
Yeah,
and I'm super. I just can't believe how much life has done a 180.
Oh my God, that is wonderful. That is a beautiful story. And tell me this: is a little bit of a series?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there's a little bit of chakras, a little bit of mindfulness, a little bit of auras. I think mine is like number 19 or 20 in the series, and they just published about 4 altogether. Okay. So they all sort of match and look, they're all about the same size and length, but they do make sure that the people they ask have expertise, because I've met some of the other authors. One, he's actually in Florida like you.
Cool.
Yeah, he's like you. He's got a separate business, and then he does this.
Oh, wow.
And I reached out to him, and he sort of coached me through this process, if I had little doubts. And so I've just met, amazing people through this. And the reason I'm doing a launch in New York is because another client who's in the Montreal area brought me one of her friends. Her friend was a New Yorker. I was like, New York again.
Yes.
And she said she had a business. She didn't say what. And I did the reading. And then at the end, I said, do you know a good place to launch? Because I want to do one. And she said, well, you can use my yoga studios. She owns the Bikram Yoga, 3 of them here.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm going to be at the iconic Flatiron building, that one that's sort of like on the corner of 5th and Broadway.
Are you kidding? That's where you're launching?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm teaching on intuition and alignment, and then I'm going to do a book signing, and I'm going to do readings.
Oh my gosh, that is fabulous. Well,
Yeah.
tell them if they're looking for a little bit of animal communication, I'll sign up for that one.
Yeah, I'll tell her. I will tell her.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah,
and I love books and series like that, because I have a few. I won't mention the other competition, but I have some books that are like that. They're like a little, and I love it because the way they're often written, the way they're often approached is really for that like beginner, that person that's like, I'll never forget when I bought my first deck and book on psychic stuff. I literally like hid it and walked into my house. I lived alone. I was still scared somebody might see me, so there was a little bit of that fear. But that is really such a cool story. And I love, now, and I'll ask you this, did you set any intentions specifically, or were you opening yourself up to more? I'd love to know if there was something, or was it this serendipitous, synchronistic moment that just, wow, boom.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both, because there's no way I could have controlled somebody deciding to write about me. But right before, like a few months before she popped into my life, I sort of hit a bottom, and I put up a poster on my wall that just said, I don't know how, but like, I am debt free, 2018. I put it, and I would look at it and go, I don't know how that's happening. And then a month later, I got invited to be part of an abundance circle for women. And it made me realize that I had just gotten into this scarcity mindset so much that I forgot to dream. And so when I went, what am I doing? I've always been a dreamer.
Yeah.
And I said, well, my dream's to write a book, and I want to go to England.
Oh,
and maybe write a book in England. And it worked out the other way around. I got offered the book, and the book money took me on a trip to England this September.
Oh, so that's wonderful.
And I put a picture of where I wanted to go, and I ended up going there. So I did use some manifestation as well, serendipity.
I love it. Such a beautiful story. So anything else you want to tell us about the book? Maybe what the people might find in the book, and where to get the book? Is it best to go to your site or Amazon, or where?
Yeah, it's probably best to go to Amazon or Goodreads or Indigo Chapters. I think they're on the shelves at some big box stores too, like Urban Outfitters and stuff. Oh, small independent chains, I'm not so sure. I have to ask their distribution, but you can definitely get it online at Amazon.
Okay, cool.
And as far as what's in it, I mean, as you said, I wrote it for beginners or people that are still in the closet or nervous to trust themselves. So I go in great depth about what each clairvoyance, what is it? What is it when it's real? What is it when it's your fear, your imagination, you're projecting on other people? When is clairaudience? When is that your own higher voice or something that you have to be a little worried about? When, like, I try to go into depth as to helping people discern so that they can trust themselves much more, which is my goal.
Yeah.
People, calm your mind so that you can hear that inner guidance, or whatever your particular ability is, or all of the above. We all have something, but it's like discerning the fear from the doubt, from the clear ones that tend to be accurate. Yeah. And I go into about helping people with that. Yeah.
Cool. And are there exercises or anything else in the book that they can expect?
Yeah, definitely exercises and lots of anecdotal stuff, so that you can sort of spot yourself, hopefully, in the stories. My mom read it, and, she's probably the one I was a little most nervous to read it, because of my personal life story a little bit. And she said, oh, it was so well organized. And there's so many stories and interesting things. It just flows right along. I'm like, okay, thank you. And then she mentioned one of the most anal teachers that we had at our high school. She's like, I think even he would be proud. And I'm like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I ended
There's
up
the stamp of approval.
Yeah, I sort of channeled this book as well. I wrote about 32,000 words in 8 days.
Wow.
And I didn't really edit.
Wow,
and
that is cool.
had editors obviously go through some little stuff, but really most of it was untouched.
Wow.
So I really feel this book came through me, which makes it even more exciting because it embodies what I'm teaching in the first place,
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. That is beautiful.
I think that by reading it, sometimes when people read books, right, like there's some that I'm thinking of where they sort of bring you into a vibration just by reading them. Like if you listen to Esther and Jerry Hicks, you listen and it brings you into their vibe. And I'm sort of hoping to see the feedback that might come down the road if people also, if reading it brings them into a vibe and they trust themselves a bit more. I'm hoping.
The channel that has done that for me the most lately is Paul Selig. I will read some of his books and I literally start vibrating. And sometimes I can only get through 4 or 5 pages and I put the book down. And my analogy was always, I'm eating less and less meat, but my analogy was very, carnivorous. It's like I just ate 6 ounces of steak. I need to let it digest. That's what it felt like. It felt like I had to let it digest in there. So
yeah, his is pretty intense. I can't read much of it either.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And I've been live in person with him, and it was a powerful weekend. Yeah, in Atlanta. So, and he's a good friend of mine. We've hung out before he was big time in Through the Veil in Atlanta. There was a big conference every year, and he came in before he was his first books were really big and stuff like that. We got to really connect. So he's a sweet man. He's like a triple Scorpio. I mean, literally. So. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, he talks, he openly talks about it. He's like, sometimes I could just sit in my, cause he's a New York guy. He's probably a couple blocks from where you are. But yeah, he's a sweet man. So let me just see if there's anybody. We got a few people in the chat room and stuff. If you guys have any questions for Catharine, type them now as I'm talking, and I'll relay them to her, and she can answer them. If not, then I'm going to kind of finish up here and just kind of let her tell you all her services that she offers, best place to find her, if it's not her website, river-rain.com. So just type in any messages, and because it takes about 20 seconds for it to pop over for me to see it. But yeah, so you're in New York and you're doing a book signing tomorrow. Or any other book signings or things or dates you want to give us real quick?
Yeah, it's Saturday the 16th at the Bikram Yoga and on the Flatiron building. And then I had one previously in Montreal, which was fun because I sold out of books and I got to. It's ironic because the woman that used to run the pagan store I worked for years and years ago now runs and manages the Chapters Indigo that I did the signing.
Cool.
So it's like a full circle, moment. And we did so well there that she's invited me back again in Montreal on December 8th. And then I have a sort of a local one coming up and I'm working on other cities. I have to just see how much can I travel here, but I'm working on Toronto, and we'll see other places in the States if opportunities come. Then I'll go.
Florida.
Well, yeah, I can come to Orlando if you want. You figure out somewhere that I can approach to do one.
I know. We'll talk offline about that. I've got a couple places that you can approach. I think it's James backwards, but it's Simaj. They said, exciting to birth a book for spirit. It must have been a brilliant experience. And they said, love the full circle experience. So yeah. So if no other questions that pop up, then Catharine, go ahead and tell us real quick, what services do you offer? What's the best way for them to find you? Anything you want to tell us before we sign off?
All right. I apologize for this alarm that's going off, and I can't figure out.
We can barely hear you. Did you cover up your microphone? Oh, we lost her. We lost her.
It's still going off.
Okay, she's back. Ta-da! Okay, we can hear you now.
Sorry, can you repeat the question? Because I can't hear it. I couldn't hear the last thing.
Yeah, so just tell us what are some of your main services that you offer to people, and what's the best way for them to find them?
Yeah, the main thing people come for is tarot and clairvoyance. So I'm going to do general readings and answer whatever questions you have. It's a mix of channeling and tarot cards. I can do astrology charts, compatibility stuff for kids. I do Reiki healing, and I do space clearing, past life readings. So I read what your past life was, or regressions. I take you into the meditation to do it with me yourself.
Cool.
And I have a radio show as well on Monday nights at 8. It's on Mixed Vibes Radio. But the main thing, you can see everything at Clairvoyant Medium Catharine Allan on Facebook or river-rain.com.
Perfect.
And I have a newsletter.
Perfect.
Lots of things going on.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. I adore you, and I love that we one day we're going to meet in person. And yes, I keep hoping you'll show up at the Reader's Studio.
Yeah.
So
thank you so much, Mitchell.
Thank you. So everybody watching, it's been a pleasure. See you guys. We're going to sign off, and we will talk at you later. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.